Hey, the Apocalypse of Good Men continues back at our Brothapocalypse channel. Though most men can handle rejection, there are still enough angry men out here who take it way too personal, as in the case of this absolutely sick, senseless tragedy that just happened this past weekend in New York. Check this out, and I'll come back on the other side.
And tonight, the killer of one of those twin sisters is still out there. An eyewitness says that the man went berserk after 19-year-old Samaya Spain refused his advances. An eyewitness says that he then also stabbed that twin sister. The horror unfolded this weekend in Park Slope.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon at the scene with the latest on the tragedy there. Sonia?
Yeah, Joe and Lauren, this deli has turned over all of its surveillance video to the NYPD because this is where it all unfolded. An exchange inside the deli and then that horrific attack outside, all apparently because the twins did not want unwanted attention from a stranger and told him to leave them alone. Heartfelt messages and mourning outside the building where 19-year-old Samaya Spain lived with her family, including her twin sister, who survived the attack early Sunday at the Slope Natural Plus Deli on 4th Avenue and St. Mark's Place. An eyewitness to the attack, who asked to remain anonymous, says the two young women were with friends ordering a late-night snack when a young man pretty aggressively hit on them. They made it clear they were not interested.
So he called them names. They called him names back. He walked down the block angry. And then a couple, like 2-3 minutes later, he comes up and starts banging and kicking on the glass door, trying to get in.
The eyewitness says the young man's friend told him, "You're drunk, let's go." But he did not.
The second they opened the door, he ran back into the door and started attacking them.
The brutal knife attack on the two sisters claimed the life of Samaya Spain, who died of wounds to her neck and torso. Her sister is recovering from a wound to her arm. Their grieving family members are taking their space, while police search for a killer who couldn't take rejection.
As a woman, that's infuriating. You know, we are not allowed to say no to a man without the risk of violence, without the risk of losing our lives. And the fact that she was so young and had her whole life ahead of her, it's enraging.
Before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, let me address ladies first. Ladies first. Like I mentioned, although most men can handle rejection, some of us don't empathize with how truly frightening and frustrating it is for you to have to brace yourself every time a strange, random dude comes up to you off the street to holler at you. I have personally known women who have either told me some harrowing, cringe tales or myself was on the scene following one incident way back in college that I witnessed. Let me tell you about that one. So a very pretty friend of mine was in a group of us in Oakland, California. Yeah, I know, but that was before it got much worse later. Headed to a college-affiliated party at a club. Once there, the girls, all of them were beautiful by the way, went to the bathroom while us guys moved around the club, right? I want to say about 30 minutes later or so, the girls came back frantic. The pretty one I mentioned was crying with a red bruise on her face. She was high yellow, you know. No colorism here as the girls were all pretty, but you know how some guys are with high yellow, especially back in the late 1980s. Once we got them to calm down a bit, I asked what happened. They said some short thug brother walked up on her and asked her to dance. Now, for you young whippersnappers, that was back when it was a thing to ask a girl to dance. At this point, we had actually done a good deal of walking to get there, and they were in heels. So she politely told him she's too tired, but maybe later, and she was sincere. You would think this should be cool, right? But nope, smack! He went upside her face. We called police and left. Oh boy. Fast forward about 7 or 8 years ago, I briefly dated someone who was very, very curvy the right way. Guys know what I'm talking about. So no clothes could hide her curves. She went to Walmart one night after work, but not late, maybe 8 p.m. As she was walking from her car to the main entrance, she noticed a guy following her. She said she had an extra psychic-like sense where she can just feel someone following her. I know ladies, you know what that is, right? And she was right. Every other aisle she went down, bam, he was there. He gets enough courage eventually to speak to her, and she gave him small talk, but politely brushed him off as she was too tired and just wanted to shop and go. So he disappeared. Or so she thought. She pays for her stuff, goes to the car, gets in and closes the door. As soon as she puts the key in the ignition, bam, bam, bam. Crazy was knocking on her window. Cue the horror movie music. It was him. He kept telling her, roll your window down, roll it down, roll it down. Oh, she finally did. I said, you must be out your doggone mind. You brave and crazy. So he tried to exchange numbers with her. She gave him a fake one, then he left. Then left, whatever, that kind of thing. But anyway, I say all that to say, I get it, ladies, I get it. Plus, I have a daughter in her late 20s, so I truly, truly empathize. So when I saw this story, it reminded me I need to talk on this topic. Now, we've all faced rejection, whether it's in relationships, job applications, or creative pursuits. We've all been there. We know this. We need to help people, especially young ones, and young men, of course, know how to handle rejection gracefully and turn it into a positive experience. There are these horribly bad apples in the bunch that make life tragic for so many people, including the survivors who have to pick up the pieces of a young life taken too soon, like this pretty young lady here in this case. If you know young men out there trying to cope with this topic, tell them rejection is a part of life. It doesn't define your worth. Remember, even your favorite celebrities face rejection at some point. All successful people have had their share of setbacks, including me. So remind them, including women too, how to handle rejection like a pro. When you face rejection, it's essential to maintain a healthy abundance mindset. In other words, there's always the next one out there, and it might be better than the one you thought you wanted. Look in the mirror and repeat after me. Rejection doesn't define me. Now, let's explore some practical steps here. Number 1, self-reflection. Take a deep breath. Reflect on why you're feeling angry or hurt. Is it really about the rejection, or are there deeper insecurities? Write it down on your phone. Taking daily notes helps you process emotions. Number 2, empathy. This is one a lot of men and women struggle with. Put yourself in their shoes. Understand that everyone has preferences and boundaries, including this 19-year-old girl. Remember, it's not personal. And number 3, acceptance. Accept that rejection happens to everyone. Let go of negativity. Use rejection as a learning opportunity. Water it with self-improvement. Respect their decision. Consent matters. Remember, rejection is redirection. Let me say that again. Rejection is redirection. It's guiding you towards something better. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe, please. And always remind these young men, you're cool, you're amazing, rejection and all. Stay positive, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.